I cannot believe what's happening with gold, silver, food, and water. But it almost makes sense because with everything that's been going on and all the warning signs and alerts that are popping up here and there on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X or Twitter. I don't know why he switches to X. I don't get that. But I'll tell you this, gold and silver are popping off because banks are literally shutting down accounts and freezing funds based on this suspicious activity reports that they're getting. These suspicious activity reports, which is being dubbed SAR, and the plural version is SARS, so SARS. So they're saying that they're getting these suspicious activity reports and the banks are trying to protect themselves, so they're shutting down accounts. They're locking down funds. They're freezing accounts. They're freezing people's money. And the reason why I know this is because over this Labor Day weekend, this extended 3-4 day holiday weekend, people were complaining about not having access to their Chase ATM and their bank accounts. Social Security Administration not sending direct deposits on time. And people are literally going through this extended long weekend without having access to funds. So it only makes sense that gold, silver, food, and water are popping off. But everything I just explained to you makes zero sense as to why food and water is popping off, except for the fact that you might as well get what you can while you can before it's too late. But in reality, the simple fact of the matter is that I'm seeing it all over YouTube. Food shortages are coming. Managers are talking about the possibility of pasta running out in days. And everything else that's coming from mainstream media, more than likely tied to and in connection with the conflict in the, overseas that could potentially now escalate into a hot war. So it only makes sense. The banks are at risk. So is my survival when it comes to food and water. So let's get out of the dollar. Let's get into gold and silver before this potential banking collapse. And let's stock up and stockpile while we can before it's too late. Before shit really hits the fan. Sound thought process, really, in theory, but is it the right move? Now, granted, I just put up a video not too long ago talking about all the challenges that are facing the banking system, our economy, inflation, small businesses, the trucking, freight industry, the whole nine. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it because it's a quick video. It's like 15 minutes, but I just literally just dive right in and give you every little piece of information that I thought would be helpful and informative to people wanting to know what's happening right now and how to better prepare themselves for tomorrow. And tomorrow, not including the potential lockdowns that are coming and the new mask mandates and the new jab and the new versions and updates from Pfizer and everything else that's going on, including these crazy three-headed or three-eyeballed shrimp coming out of Burning Man. I don't even know what that is. But the simple fact of the matter is I posted this video trying to keep you guys up to date and informed on what's happening. And every comment that I'm getting from this video is, well, where's the safest place for us to put our money? Are credit unions safer than banks? What's going to happen next? What if you're on a fixed income? What if you don't have a lot of money? What happens? What should I do? So on and so forth, this, that, and the third. And the simple fact of the matter is that in the video, I even say, I make the comparison and the analogy of trying to navigate this situation is literally like trying to predict and determine the weather in the future based on just guessing, okay? Maybe you'll get right. Maybe you'll get it right. Maybe you'll get lucky. Odds are probably not. Now, granted, weather is a little different because we know what the seasons typically look like, so we could probably make that fair assumption, that fair guess. If you live in the Pacific Northwest or in the Midwest and you're like, it's December, January, February, it's probably going to snow. You could probably make that call without having any prior knowledge or education and understanding of meteorology. But for most people, they can't just guess as far as what the temperature is going to be or what the percentage of rain will be or the wind speed will be. It's really like a shot in the dark, which was an analogy or an analogy or a comparison to how ultimately our society, our economy, the people are trying to navigate through inflation, much like the Fed. also. The Fed is not so much a sophisticated organization that really understands what's going on. They're just a bunch of guys that make a lot of money that manipulate interest rates and see what happens with the economy literally like 90 days after it really should have happened. Ultimately, we bear like the bulk and the brunt of that, and whatever it may mean. Granted, speculative investing can get you into a position where you could potentially likely see huge gains. And if you want to know exactly what I'm talking about, when the movie Dumb Money comes out, go watch it. It's literally going to break down exactly what happened about a year ago with speculative investing and the power of social media to manipulate and control hedge funds and the direction of stock pricing and company valuations that will ultimately lead to increased amounts of wealth gained and or lost through options trading and stocks and other investments. But here's the deal. People are scared. People are worried. People are afraid. And they're trying to figure out, what do I do now? What do I do next? How do I prepare? How do I get ready? I don't want to become another statistic come October 4th, 2023, when FEMA and the FCC combine forces and have this crazy new warning alert system like they've never had before, which apparently can still be sent even if your phone is on silent. Even if you've unsubscribed from Amber Alerts, it will still go through. What do? Okay, you disconnect from the grid. You disconnect, you go off grid, you disconnect, you go gray, you go whatever. And you think, all right, now they can't reach me. But you also don't have access to information. So now you've kind of like blinded yourself while you're trying to blind them. You know, cut off your nose to spite your face. And that's not necessarily going to be a good thing, in my opinion. So, as I'm seeing gold, silver, food, and water shooting up, it's just a flashing warning, abundant warning, massive warning. Like, everyone is worried, panicked, and afraid. Utility costs are going up. The cost of living is going up. Everything's going up. Jobs are looking to pay people less money. They're trying to lay people off. People are being replaced by AI and automation and technology. And then you add on top of that, the banks saying that basically your money isn't safe. We're not going to let you borrow money. Interest rates are going to increase borrowing costs, and or we're going to close your account, freeze your funds, or just tell you to scram and take your business elsewhere. You got to ask yourself, what do I do now? Where do I go? What's the best place? That answer is going to be dependent upon you specifically, your goals, your objectives, your current financial and lifestyle situation. Again, if you want to have those conversations, we can have those conversations. But I'm only sharing with you what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is an increased level of stress, worry, anxiety, and panic, justly based on the type of content that is being shared, promoted, suggested, recommended, pushed through the YouTube algorithm. And then people are literally sitting back thinking to themselves, oh crap, I'm not ready. What do I do now?